Welcome back to another episode of Cyclones TV, where we will have game recaps, top plays, and more. I'm Sarah Kincart.
And I'm Dave Van Gorder. We're 2 weeks into the season here at MCU Park. Let's take a look and see how the Cyclones are doing so far. The Cyclones had a very successful week, winning the last 6 games and sweeping the Hudson Valley Renegades and Aberdeen Ironbirds. A handful of Cyclones hit their first home runs of the season, including Joe Tushak, Ahmed Rosario, Johan Urania, and Michael Bernal. Brooklyn has the best record in the New York Penn League and holds first place in the McNamara Division with a 2-game lead over Hudson Valley. The Cyclones pitching has struck out 37 batters in the past 5 games.
And now let's take a quick look at the Cyclones' top plays so far this season. And coming in at number 3, a soft grounder to Rosario, flips it to Chavez, over to first, double play to end the inning. Boy, Gaither Bumgarner was happy to see that one.
And coming in at number 2, a pair of catches by Joe Tushak out in left field. This one from opening day, laying out in the gap. What a catch. Let's run that one back for you so you can see it a little better. Beauty. And this long run for a catch. Tushak, baby, Tushak. Tushak, baby.
And the top play so far this season comes off a chopper hit to Scarlin Reyes, who handles it, tosses it to first. Oh, and Jeff Deal makes the barehanded catch. Look at that. He gets the batter just by a second. These guys are off to a pretty good start, but there is one player in particular who stood out this week. And that is hot hitter Michael Bernal. The outfielder from Santo Domingo leads the team in batting average, hits, doubles, triples, RBIs, and total bases. He currently holds a .344 batting average and has 7 hits in his last 20 at-bats. He hit his first home run of the season yesterday in Aberdeen to give the Cyclones the go-ahead run. Congrats, Michael Bernal.
Yeah, let's hope he continues to play well into this week. Got a busy week coming up, taking a look at our upcoming games. Tonight, the Cyclones host the Hudson Valley Renegades at 7 p.m. We're celebrating Broadway with performers around the stadium. This is a scene you're not going to want to miss.
Wednesday's night game is the Price is Right night with all tickets only $10. Thursday night's game is also a home game and is themed World Cup Soccer Night. The first 3,000 fans to enter the stadium will receive a Brooklyn Cyclones replica jersey.
And on Friday and Sunday, the Baby Bombers will return to Coney Island. Friday is fireworks night, and Sunday is family fun day. Sarah, I was thinking it would be time for a trivia question here on Cyclones TV. What team is former Cyclones manager Rich Donnelly coaching for now?
That's a good one. We'll see if the fans can figure that one out. We'll give the answer later on this episode. But for now, let's take a look to see what the other teams in the farm system are doing. The Savannah Sandgnats were on an all-star break last week where manager Luis Rojas and 7 of his players were voted in to be a part of the South Atlantic All-Star team. The game ended in a 4-4 tie in the 10th inning. Coming off the break, the Sandgnats went 2-2 on the week.
St. Lucie Mets went 5-1 last week with 2 of their games rained out, but they did manage to sweep Charlotte in a 2-game series. And former Cyclones LJ Mazzilli and Gavin Caccini were called up last week from Savannah.
The Binghamton Mets still hold second place in the Eastern Division of the Eastern League. The team went 5-1 last week, including a sweep over Richmond. Kevin Plawecki is hitting .329 with 6 home runs, and former Cyclones Brandon Nemo made the move up the ladder from St. Lucie to Binghamton this week.
The Las Vegas 51s went 5-2 last week, including a 4-game sweep over Nashville. Take that, country music. Currently, they hold first place in the Pacific Southern Division of the Pacific Coast League. That's all we have for around the organization this week. Let's take a look at our local attraction, the Coney Island Boardwalk.
Hey Cyclone fans, welcome to the Coney Island Boardwalk, New York's most famous playground. Summer is here and the crowds are rolling in, so let's take a look. The Coney Island Boardwalk, formerly named the Riegelman Boardwalk, is named after Edward Riegelman, a Coney Island borough president who in 1921 led a $3 million renovation to Coney Island. It created a boardwalk for the public access. The boardwalk opened May 15th of 1923. Known as Coney Island's 5th Avenue, it runs adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean 2.5 miles down the beach. The boardwalk is made up of 1.3 million boards and 15.6 million screws and nails. Each year it hosts the annual Mermaid Parade that kicks off the summer beach season. As you make your way down the boardwalk, you will come across a 300-foot sculpture located outside the New York Aquarium. This sculpture is named the First Symphony of the Sea. With summer finally here, there's nothing better to do than spend the day at the boardwalk and the night at the ballpark. For Cyclones TV, I'm Sarah Kincart.
Sarah, I really need to rip it on my rollerblades out on the boardwalk one of these days.
You know what, Dave? Go for it. Just don't forget your helmet. And fans, earlier we asked you a trivia question about former manager Rich Donnelly. Where is he coaching now? Dave?
My oh my, it's the Seattle Mariners. That's all we have for this week. Keep an eye out for next week's episode. We'll put the spotlight on some of the players so you fans can get to know them a little bit more.
And fans, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BK Cyclones. For Cyclones TV, I'm Sarah Kincart.
And I'm Dave Van Gorder. See you next week.